Alright, so I have to get something off my chest. I usually don't do this, but I just really don't know what to do anymore in Dragalia Lost. I'm still playing, of course, every day, but I think the problem is I don't have any goals, really. You know, a big goal of mine was getting the first 5-star elemental weapon, and I had a really good time doing that. All the farming it took, you know, I always had that 5-star elemental weapon, I'm gonna go get it, and so the farming was okay. I had a goal in mind, and it made the farming worth it. Now, however, I have the 5-star elemental weapon, and yeah, you know, it's cool. I get to do some more numbers. My Mikoto is stronger, but now it's like, what do I do? Because the only piece of content I still haven't cleared yet is high Midgard, and on one hand I feel like, me personally, my Mikoto is strong enough, but I can never find a room, and when I do find a room, it's full of guys that definitely aren't ready, and that can't even survive the first hit. Honestly though, that's pretty much besides the point, because I am ready, and I know I'm ready for high Midgard, so that sort of quest is done, you know, but what is there to prepare for now? The event, I'm still spamming, I am like 80% done with it already, and there's lots of cool stuff and cool rewards there, but like what for? There's not anywhere to actually use it. So I've just been kind of doing my daily quest, spamming either solo event to get the rest of the bronze medals, or, you know, Avenue to Fortune, and it's like, is this all there is? When I first started playing Dragalia Lost, it was excellent, it was fun, but just 2 months later, I'm finding it kind of empty. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this stuff? It's an extremely well-polished game, so all around it's a good experience, but I don't know if it has that sort of long-term thing to it. I'm a person that definitely needs to have goals to achieve, and up until this point, I did have them, which was in terms of weapons mainly. My first 4-star elemental was a big goal, my first 5-star elemental was a big goal, but just outfitting the rest of my team with 5-star elemental weapons, that doesn't really feel like a goal to me. It just feels like sort of, this is what you need to be stronger, you know? And then most of the content in the game can be played in co-op anyway, so it's like, was it even really worth it? I'm sure we will eventually have like high Brunhilde and all the other elemental dragons as well, so I mean, I could already sort of assume that and start raising a good water type or whatever and get their 5-star elemental weapon, but it just seems like, when I really think about it, it's the same as in pretty much all other games I've been playing, and that could also be a contributing factor to why I'm getting burnt out much faster than I was sort of when I started my YouTube channel, is because a lot of the games I'm playing have the same base premises. Grind, 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 get an item, grind, 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 get a better item, etc., etc. And that's okay, you know, that's what it is. And you know, being a YouTuber doesn't help either. I always have to think about an idea or a topic every day, and I'm sure a lot of you think, oh well, whatever, you just play a game and record it and edit it and whatever. It's not that simple. I would say it's pretty hard to understand until you're actually in the shoes of one who tries at least to make daily content, tries to make it something you think your audience will want to see or want to watch or whatever. And yeah, I think that's honestly probably the hardest part, is coming up with the idea. So also, if you want to, and if you're a die-hard Dragalia Lost fan and are still playing it, you can drop some ideas if you want as well. From the outside looking in, I'm sure there's a lot of things you can think of. I sort of get wrapped up in my own head, like tossing around 2 and 3 ideas and be like, no, they're not that good. And so it's kind of hard for me to reach outside of a box sometimes. It's sort of like writer's block, so asking a community or whatever to share their ideas, I think, is never a bad thing. Sort of back to the point of this though, is I am just lost. I don't know why I'm doing the things I'm doing. I don't know why I'm spamming Avenue to Fortune, getting 1,000,000 rupees. What for? I don't really know why I'm raising my facilities in my castle anymore. Once I get to 550, which I'm actually pretty close to already, I can get some more space to put some more stuff that we don't have. I know it's still a new game and it's probably my own fault for progressing too fast and sort of getting through everything. So maybe that's just it. Maybe I just need to be more patient, wait for new content. It's just right now in my current mindset, I can't imagine if they just add another event or something, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. I do want to mention that I very much appreciate that they have like custom stories for all their events. That's amazing and something I don't see very often at all. Most of the time it'll be what it is, sort of a rehash of a previous event. Like, so this new one, Kindness in Captivity, is extremely similar to Loyalty's Requiem in almost every way. But they do have that custom story in there, which does sort of separate it from the last event. However, that only lasts about 20 minutes, whereas the event lasts, 2 weeks. So personally, I'm not too sure if that's really enough. One thing I would really like to see, really, I think would make the game a ton better, is guilds. They need to make something like that. With guilds, you can join all your other online friends, you can show off your characters, you can share tips and advice in a clan. I don't understand why they don't have clans yet. That seems pretty crazy in a game like this, where you have, co-op raids where there are 4 other players. Why no guilds? And while I was at first happy to see that the sort of auto function wasn't so automated than it is in a lot of different mobile games, I would actually like to see that happen now, personally from my standpoint, because when you have to run the same stage over and over and over again, I do like the fact that you can just hit repeat and they'll go get the treasure boxes. That was an amazing addition, and I'm really happy they added that. But like for the harder co-op stuff, I think for a lot of people, it's either co-op or not clear it, because I know for sure I can't auto any of the like Imperial Onslaughts or the dragons. Maybe the like beginner or standard difficulty, but like you don't get what you need there. And yeah, actually I'm not even too sure about that. I'm sort of arguing with myself while making this video, because like I don't want everything to be autoable, there needs to be some kind of balance, because for that 5-star elemental weapon, just for one of them, keep in mind, I guess to outfit your whole team with fully unbound 5-star weapons would be like, what, 20 of them? And just for one of them, I had to run the Master Imperial Onslaught probably, 200 times? Maybe 300 times, because of those blade tablet things. And sometimes it drops 0, so I don't know, depends on RNG, I guess. So I think there should be some middle ground. Like, I don't want everything to be completely autoable, but I don't want to run Imperial Onslaught 3,000 times, Who wants to run the same stage 3,000 times? That's ridiculous, and you have to manually do it, because if you can solo auto the highest Imperial Onslaught, you don't need anything, You're done with the game pretty much. But yeah, I did read their developer sort of note update in the game, and they do assure that there's going to be new things coming. Again, I know it's still a new game, so this is probably coming off as like entitled and such, and I hate coming off like that, but I don't know how else to really get this off my chest. I also don't want this to be misunderstood as me just being bored of the game. I feel it's definitely something different. I have no goals, I don't have anything to shoot for. I don't have anything to go for. That's what drives me when I'm playing a game, When I think about something and I want to go for it, then I go for it. And I have a good time going for it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Maybe some of you guys feel like that too. Maybe I sound like a crazy person. I have no idea, but I guess that's it. I kind of want to end this by saying thanks for being understanding. As for the future, still gonna be posting. Maybe I'll try some other games as well. Please leave suggestions for other games in the comments down below, because I always like doing first impressions of new games you guys find interesting and new games I randomly find myself. So yeah, that would be excellent as well. Also, any ideas for Dragalia Lost, like I mentioned earlier in the video, you can drop them down there as well. But for now, I'm probably just going to be coasting. If an idea pops into my head for Dragalia Lost, gonna go for it. If I read one of you guys' suggestions and I'd be like, hey, that's actually a good idea, gonna do it. But until then, just want to thank you guys, as always, for watching, and until next time.